get out there. Look at this. Pretty cool. There's some people waiting to win. How'd you like to win this, huh? We are at Louisville, Kentucky at the Kentucky State Fairgrounds, and it is the National Street Rod Association's 50th Street Rod Nationals. 50 years of doing this. They started in Peoria, Illinois with 600 cars. We're in Street Rodder Magazine's booth. Every street rodder's dream used car lot. And I don't mean used in a bad way. Come on. I grew up, when I was a little boy, in my mom and dad's 1955 Pontiac station wagon. Family vehicles, load the kids up and go to the beach, go to the drive-in movies in a station wagon. It didn't look at all like this. We're at the center of the street rod universe. The original, the real deal, this is the McMullen Roadster. If you looked up hot rod in the dictionary, this is probably what would come up. Highboy Roadster, black, flames, originally pinstriped by Ed Roth. For many people, this is what epitomizes the hot rod. ZZ Top, the Eliminator album. You probably remember this from the videos. This car, called Shockwave, won the America's Most Beautiful Roadster Award in 1999. We have probably the finest hot rods on the face of the earth, with history to match.
Bad apples always show up.
And here's somebody that wants to be on the video that we're filming.
We're sad that he's going to quit, because we like.
There you go, he just scooped the whole industry. I'm glad we're not live up to the satellite. This is the biggest show of the decade. This whole area is all nostalgia stuff.
The older folks you see around here right now, back then, we're talking 20-year-old kids were building stuff like that and driving it.
What are the chances of finding the trophy that was presented at the first NSRA Street Rod Nationals? Slim to none, right? What are the chances of finding the guy that won it? Or what was it like being at the first?
I thought there'd never ever be another one. I thought, well, this is the end of NSRA, you know, 1 year and it'd just go to a flop. But look at it today, look at it.
Give it up. That's a great cues right there, y'all.
How would you like to win this one, folks? Boy, that candy apple paint job is beautiful. How clean was the car when you started?
Really clean, actually. Factory floorboards, factory trunk. It was a really solid car.
Always
Siemens Sons rebuilt the original block, put world heads on it. It's got Holley EFI, sniper fuel injection,
Cool.
billet, specialist true track front.
Some of the NSRA officials get up there. They're going to start to pull registration numbers.
If you are one of those 12,762 registered participants, your number is in the drum. Here we go. Entry number 10,694. We will draw a number. Allow ample time for you to identify yourself, so please sound off. As the next number drawn will cancel the previous number.
They've gone as many as 10 polls.
10,694 is gone.
Draw again.
9-6.
What are we going to do without that golden throat of Wings Callahan?
Somehow the industry will survive. I hope you never write the book, because then I'll have to kill you.
And you know, next year I'm kind of hanging it up myself.
I heard that we should do some deal on a past icon reunion. Hot Rod Radio USA.
Always the showman. It was just announced that this is the largest gathering of electric scooters ever assembled in the United States. I don't see anybody frowning. I don't know why they would. Did you have a good time? 57 Chevrolet Tri-5s, the 55, 56, and 57 Chevrolets, a growing part of the hot rod hobby. Another Tri-5. How many Tri-5s is that? 57 Chevy, that's a nice Tri-5. Maybe the 57 Chevy of the modern era. Z28 Camaro. Now this is something you don't see every day. Number one, you don't see a 61 Corvette every day. But you definitely don't see a 61 Corvette pulling a trailer that's a teardrop that somebody's sleeping in. It's got a camper on it. All right, all you Corvette people, calm down. We're gonna put an air conditioning unit right here, and they're gonna keep us chilled.
In fact, this is for Street Rodder's Top 10 here. There's pros pick cars here, but we're also going through and doing picking for Street Rodder's Top 100, 10 cars at each show, but actually there'll be 20 cars at this show. Inside the building, there's a 10 pick, and then outside in this entire area, and there's over 12,000 cars on the outside to choose from, so we got our work cut out for us.
We're here with Keith Dill. Well, tell us a little bit about your car.
Okay, it's a 1929 Ford. It's a supercharged engine. It runs 680 horsepower. It weighs 1,953 pounds. It's got the 6180E transmission. It's air conditioned.
Vintage air conditioning? Vintage air conditioning.
Wildwood big brakes all the way around. It'll stop you on a dime.
Now tell us about what's the chassis.
The chassis is built by Ricky Bobby's Rod Shop in Manchester, Tennessee.
And he did the body as well,
He
the
did
chop.
that. He did all this, the chop and everything Ricky did.
Okay, who did the paint on the car?
Ricky painted. Ricky don't do interior. He painted the car and he did a super job on that, as you can see. Put all this molding on, did all the everything. Got roll up windows.
Okay, it looks like Porsche square weave carpet.
I got leather interior.
Cows, from real cows.
40 Lincoln Dash with Dakota Digital. I have the 40 Ford cut down steering wheel.
Steering wheel, yeah.
And to get in, you put your hands here and go in. You can't sit in, you got to crawl in like this.
All right, yeah, there's a procedure. So you got to know how to get in it if you want to try and steal it.
Probably have to start with 6 beers. And then right there it says cold sweat.
All right. How come you call it a cold sweat?
The reason why I call it cold sweat, when Ricky did this, I got the car back at 75, when I was 75, 77 now. When I got the car back, I don't have any blinkers. I don't have any seat belts. I don't have any emergency brake. And when you get in there with me,
You scare the crap out of
680
them.
horsepower, and you sit down and you go, where's the seat belt? I go, ain't any. You're going to get into a cold sweat.
Ah, well, there you have it.
Hey, it's Ryan with Street Rodder Magazine. I'm here with Woody Smith. And Woody, why don't you tell me a little bit about this bitchin' 3-window that wasn't a 3-window originally?
Yeah, it's a 5-window coupe, a 38 Ford 5-window coupe.
Okay.
And a local artist here, Randy Ryle, helped me do a 3-inch chop. And then we got sedan doors.
Okay.
And we moved the roof forward. And he reshaped the roof line. And
Turn it into a 3-window.
Just turned it into a 3-window.
Very cool.
And, for example, this is a sedan door.
Uh-huh.
This right here was the front half of the donor door.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
we just took the front half from that door and brought it over here. Believe it or not, the floor pans on these cars actually have a cutout for the 2-door sedan.
Oh,
So
really?
we just came off of there and came up and made it a 3-window coupe.
Yeah.
We wanted it to look kind of like a Ford they didn't make.
Right,
Baby
yeah.
Zephyr.
Still kind of original. Now, looking inside here, who did the steering wheel?
A gentleman in California.
Okay,
And
okay.
it's just a refurbished 40 Lincoln Zephyr.
Speaking of Lincoln stuff, we got something special under the hood, don't we? Why don't you tell me a little bit about this motor?
It's a 41 Lincoln Zephyr, rebuilt locally by Miles Machine,
Okay.
machine shop here.
V12 flathead.
V12 flathead, which the V12 flathead is basically a V860 motor
Okay.
with 4 extra cylinders.
Oh, I didn't realize
Yeah.
it was based off the V860. Okay.
So, and then you can see by the cutout, it took a little
Yeah,
bit
and the
to fit it
firewall.
in there.
Yeah, I was gonna
'Cause
say a little
it's
bit of a
long,
shoehorn.
But it fits perfect, and she just purrs down the road.
What's the displacement on that motor?
292 cubic inches.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's kind of small, but smooth.
Right. Oh, I bet it runs like a clock.
My name is Andrew Bowen. I'm from Coreyton, Tennessee. It's a 1932 Ford Roadster. It's a traditional style hot rod with traditional drivetrain. It's all steel. It's It's a Brookville roadster body, root leaf hood. Everything else is all original 32. It's got 8,000 hours in a fenderless roadster. The bottom is as slick as the top. The detail on it is second to none in my opinion. I mean, it's just traditional highboy. Today's high build quality to what the guys were doing when they came back from the war and stripping them down and running them on the dry lakes and the salt flats. It's kind of our homage to that. It's a 41 Mercury block. It's Canadian, it was out of a truck. Factory relieved. It has a Harman & Collins magneto. It's bored 3 5/16, so it's 276 cubic inches. It's got a thick spin intake with Fenton headers. The steering column's all 32. The interior is done by Mick and Mark Marcy in Middlesboro, Kentucky. It's aviation leather. It's cowhide, it's thick, and they did it all in 3-inch pleats. That's all been cut and sewn. It's hard to do, get them all straight. Grafted the Model A into the 32 member, so it looks like something the factory might have done. The shocks are stainless steel. A guy in Australia makes these, and Dan Kerbo made these exterior shock mounts to mount them outside the body so you can see them. The front ones are mounted outside, so why not do the backs? This is only the second time out. We were an amber contender in Pomona at the Grand National Roadster Show in January, and this is the second time out. And this was kind of a bucket list thing, the 70th Grand National Roadster Show and the 50th annual Street Rod Nationals. This is a chance for the East Coast to see it.
Is there anything else out here quite like it?
Not that I've ever seen, and I've been doing this for a long time.
down here at the Kentucky State Fairgrounds. One thing on everybody's mind, it's only 364 days until the next NSRA Street Rod Nationals, the 51st, and I'm sure all these people are gonna be back. We had a great weekend.